Hi everyone, Jaimie Madison here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So I did a collab with DMarie Crafty Corner. This collab was a fun one. We did a secret stamp challenge where we bought each other stamp sets but had no clue what each other was buying. So when I got this adorable Hello Bluebird Halloween Party in the mail, I was excited. So if you want to know what I sent Dawn, head over to her channel. I'll have it linked down below in the description box. She's a great card maker and I think you'll really enjoy her channel. So to get started with this card, I used the Crystal Smooth 300 paper. And to start this, we're going to go ahead and stamp the lights, the little holiday lights that are on the stamp set. I'm going to stamp this with this Diamond Says Stamp Black Intense ink. This is because I'm going to be using my Arteza markers, and my VersaFine smears on this paper. So I have to use this Diamond Says Stamp ink for this, even though I still have a little bit of issues with it. So to mask off these little light bulbs, I found that a hole punch, just a normal cheapy hole punch, and some masking paper or some tape, you just punch out some holes and it fits perfectly over these light bulbs, so I can do some ink blending in the background. To do this ink blending, I'm using the Distress Ink and Spiced Marmalade, Seedless Preserves, Chipped Sapphire, and Black Soot. So I'm taking my Spiced Marmalade and I'm just blending that in the top. Now around these lights, I did kind of like tap it down because I didn't want to take a chance on the little mask to move. So it did take me a little bit longer to do around the lights, but it ended up really good and the mask held really well. So after I blended in that Spiced Marmalade, I went in with my Seedless Preserves. I want this to be like a Halloween background. I want it to be, you know, purples and oranges. And then of course a little bit of blue as well, and black. We gotta have black. So with this Seedless Preserves, I just blended that up. I didn't go too high up into the orange because that sometimes can look a little muddy if I go too high up in there. So I'd rather bring the orange down into the purple. I feel like if I would have brought the purple up into the orange, it would have started going a little bit more brown on me, which I didn't want to do. So I just brought that orange back into that purple. That purple I blended down quite far. I wanted mainly the background to be orange and purple, but I did bring in my Chipped Sapphire at the very bottom. If you wanted to do this card again, you could have used, instead of the Chipped Sapphire, a green for the grass, but I was going for more of like a dawn sunset kind of thing where the sun is ending and the witches and ghouls all come out to play at night. That was my idea for this card. I then took my Black Soot and just went around all the edges and just deepened up that Chipped Sapphire at the bottom. I then took my Spiced Marmalade at the very top and just kind of intensified that orange color at the top so that black wouldn't drown it out too much. I then just took the end of my paintbrush and just removed all of these little masks, which worked really good. It really made these lights all pop. And then my favorite part is removing this masking tape to see those crisp white lines. I don't know, there's something about those white lines that just get me every time. I just love that intense color from white to boom color. So I just really love the way that looks, even though we end up cutting it off, you know, at the end. So for the images, I'm taking the little cat with the smoking bubbly concoction, and I'm taking the bunny with the little jack-o'-lantern. I'm also taking the pumpkin and 2 of the headstone and 2 of the bats as well. I also stamped these in the intense black from Simon Says Stamp because, like I said, we're going to be doing my Arteza markers so this doesn't smear. To start my bunny off, I used the 174 in Dolphine Gray. I just blended him through very well. With this paper, these Arteza markers work like a dream. I don't think I will ever need, to be honest, Copic markers. These Arteza markers give me the blends that I like with the shading that I like. I don't think I could justify spending more money on a marker when these give me the results that I'm looking for. And I really love working with, you know, watercolor as well. So then I went through the bunny with the Smoke Gray, which is a 115, and I just deepened the shadows for him. And then I went in with the blush pink for the pink of his ears. That is 163. And then 167, which is Ocean Blue, I did his mask. I wanted to do the colors of the bunny the mask and the pumpkins, and also the cat in different colors that aren't in the background so they don't all blend together. For the pumpkin, I did orange rust, which was 169, and then the topper, his little stem, I did 146 in olive. Now jumping over to the cat. For the cat, I did, and you'll notice that the colors change with each object at the top because I would have had too long of a list if I would have added all the colors for everything on this little color pad. So for the cat, I did a 167 ocean blue, which is the same that we used for the bunny's mask. That would have been for the hat and the cape. And I was thinking I wanted the cat not to be black because I feel like black would have just seeped into the background too much. So I decided to do a yellow tabby cat. I don't personally own any cats, but I think the yellow ones are super cute. Also, for the little pot that he's boiling, I did the Dolphine Gray as well, like we used on the bunny, which is 174. And then I also used that on his rim of his hat. So for the cat, I did 128, which is Bumble Bee Yellow. So like I said, I want this to be like a tabby cat, like an orange cat, but we needed a good base. So the yellow I thought worked perfect for the base. And then I'm going to go in with my 121 in honey. This is going to give the more of the orange color for the tabby cat. Now you can do your cat in whatever color you want to do your cat. I personally just wanted to do the yellow tabby cat, but you could have done even a green cat if you wanted. It is Halloween, so I mean, they can look whatever you want them to look like. You could have even did the cat in white and did like a skull on its face or whatever you wanted to do. That's the fun with these stamp sets, is it's all about your imagination. Now for his concoction that he's brewing, I went in with the 179 in green, and then I went through with 111 in light green. Now for the headstones, I went in with 130 elephant gray, and then I just deepened that color with the 172 in ash black. Now to jump over to the pumpkins, I did the same color that I did with the lower pumpkin that the bunny is holding, which is a 169 in orange rust. I just blended that through, and then when I went back through with the same color, which is that orange rust, and just deepened up those lines. You don't always have to use a different color to make a shadow. With these markers, you can build up on those colors. So that's what I was doing with the pumpkin. Now the bats, I just used 172 in ash black. I didn't use a further color, and I didn't deepen up any lines. For the stems, I used 146 in olive like I used on the bottom pumpkin as well. And then I went back through with that 111 in light green and just kind of filled in the brim of that pot. Now to put these cards together, I fussy cutted them all out. I did leave a little bit of a light white border. I didn't use too much of a border, but I did leave a little bit. I just kind of placed the figures where I thought they would look cute, and then just started adhering them down with my Tombow glue. So I put my background first together before I was going to add my main figures in the front. This is all a non-dimensional card. I did not use any foam tape with these figures, believe it or not. I normally always do, but I wanted this to be easy to mail, so I just did all one dimension on this card. I did pop up the background though with foam tape at the end, you will see. So I just adhered all of these figures in all of my images with some Tombow glue. The one pumpkin I adhered with the Tombow glue, and the other pumpkin I actually end up cutting and fitting it behind the cat. So thankfully the Tombow glue didn't dry so quickly on me for me to be able to lift up the cat's tail to put that pumpkin behind the cat. I then just went ahead and glued back down that tail, and it worked out perfectly. I think next time when I do this card, I think I would ground them down a little bit, maybe put some shadow underneath them to look like they're standing on something, because they almost look like they're floating in a way. But I still love this card. I use this ultra black cardstock that I got from Witchinary for my background, and then I took my black soot from my distress inks and just went around all the edges of this card. I didn't want any of the white to be showing. I then took some double foam tape and just adhered this onto that black cardstock background. This is a bottom folding card, so it folds up instead of folds to the side. This is an A2 size card as well. After that was adhered, I was going to put some black sequins on the top, but I decided that I didn't care for how big these black sequins were. So I just went in with my Studio Cadia and my silver crystals and just added those to the top to make it look almost shiny, and could be stars or could be magical little fairies or something, whatever you wanted it to be. I wanted it to be stars, so that's what I was going for. After we have our crystals adhered, I'm going to go ahead and stamp Happy Halloween into the center of the card. And then after that, our card is complete. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. Also, the giveaway winner is listed on my Instagram. So if you're interested in who won that $20 gift card, please head over to my Instagram. It is all there. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I really appreciate it. And if you get a chance, head over to Dawn's channel and see what she created with the stamps that I sent her. Thank you once again. You guys have a great rest of your day. Bye.